Hello, welcome to Dark Night Healing. My name is Julie. I'm going to do an oracle reading for you today from the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. Hope everybody had some good holidays and a good New Year's. We're starting off 2026. Hopefully this year is a good one for everyone. And if it's not the greatest, let's hope you learn some really good lessons. See what Spirit has to tell you today. Remember, I am an intuitive reader, which means I don't know what's in the book. All my messages are directly from Spirit. Peace. Very nice. So you've definitely found some semblance of peace. You may have started meditating. You certainly have started going within, reflecting on yourself rather than the other. Definite healing time for you. You've chosen yourself, you've chosen calm and peace over what came before. The void. And it looks like you found peace in the dark. So where you felt alone, where you felt uncomfortable, you found peace within that. And you've accepted it. This is a huge step. A lot of people, when they get stuck in the dark, it becomes an unending nightmare of a cycle where they develop or become a narcissist, but definitely develop narcissistic tendencies. It's a pity party, a poor me. They lock themselves away and they don't want to heal from this. Whereas other people use this dark time to look within themselves, to search within themselves. And this is what you have done. You found peace in that dark and you feel comfortable in that dark. And you understand what it is to have come out of it. And you understand what it is to find your own light and be your own savior. Will. It also looks like you've learned to keep things quiet, veiled. You don't necessarily boast anymore or tell everyone all your stuff. You're keeping a lot of stuff close to your heart, moving silently, keeping your actions veiled. You don't want certain people to know what you're doing. Beauty. You're also starting to see yourself in a different way. You're liking what you see in the mirror. You're finding beauty in the environment around you. A natural beauty. You've chosen natural beauty over perhaps today's cosmetics and aesthetics. You could also be creating your own beauty products. Maybe that's something you're looking into. But you're definitely looking within yourself. You've definitely become much stronger in this last year. Again, really finding that place for yourself in the dark. Some of us just are more comfortable. Like, we're not necessarily meant for love and light and all that all the time. Some of us are really here to pick people up and show them the way to that. And that's okay. Everyone's path is different. Everyone's path leads them to where they're supposed to be. This is temporary. This life is temporary. And we have to remember that this particular life, this human life that we're living, is temporary. And we can't get lost in the humdrum and the emotions and the feelings. Otherwise, we lose the entire experience. Discernment. So you've already used a lot of discernment up to this point. You've managed to get out of your head and stop that constant thought cycle of why, which is a huge thing. When you have anxiety, and you plan everything and things don't go according to plan, you will sit there for hours and days and examine it. And especially if you're a Virgo like me, you'll examine it till you're blue in the face. What could I have done different? Like, you've really come out of your headspace and started to feel from your gut. Logic sometimes gets us into a lot of trouble in this world, because not everything runs on logic, and sometimes you just have to feel your way through it. What else do you want to tell Spirit? You could also be really starting to get interested in space or astrology, something that you've never really looked at before. Fear. So it looks like you have a fear that you're holding on to. So even still, when you have fear, it doesn't mean that you can't progress. It doesn't mean that you can't heal other parts of you and grow from there and still have that fear. It takes a long time to overcome fears and release anxiety, and especially right now, for whatever reason, you're holding on to this fear that if you let go, you're going to be alone, maybe. But you're already kind of alone. You've already been sitting alone in the void, and you've been internalizing that. So it's an illusion. This fear is an illusion, because you've already worked on that. So you need to break the illusion. How do they do that, Spirit? How can they break the illusion? All right. Nourishment. Nourishment means more than what you eat, than your food diet. So maybe there's something with your friends or your entertainment, perhaps the environments that you are putting yourself in that needs to change. This also could be your food. You could be eating a lot of junk food. Maybe you're not getting enough salt. Be careful what they tell you about salt. Salt is an electrolyte, and if you don't have enough of it, you can look like a crazy person. I learned that from my aunt. She was put on a sodium diet because she was too low on salt. My stepmom said that she had wet brain from being an alcoholic. But the doctors put her on a salt diet. She was allowed 1 glass of water a day and 2 sodium tablets. So be careful what they tell you about salt. So look at your nourishment, which means your entertainment, the people you're hanging out with, the environments, as well as your food, perhaps your clothing. Maybe you're wearing toxic clothes. You also need to let go of something. This could be that fear. You could be needing to let go of that fear, but this could be something else. This could be burden. This could be long-held pain. Whatever this is, it's going to completely transform you. This last piece, it's the heaviest of burdens, is what I just heard. Surrender. Yeah. So this might be the heaviest of burdens for you, but you need to let go of whatever this burden is. You have your guides, your ancestors are with you. You need to give it to them. You need to let go. You need to be transparent with them. If you're not being transparent with your guides, their higher self, God, it makes no sense because they can see all parts and all of you. So to try and hide any part of you to spirit is silly because they can see everything. So it's like lying to yourself. So really just ask them for help. Ask them to take this burden from you, release the feelings of it. I do have a small exercise video to help release and feel the pain. It's called Sit in the Pain. You can check it out on my YouTube channel or also on TikTok. Oh, what else, Spirit, can you tell us? You might have an affinity for cats, or cats might seem to be especially drawn to you besides other animals. Extremes. You have a lot of extremes. You feel a lot of heavy emotions. Anger is a big one. What are you angry about? This may not be your anger, and it may be some of it amplified. Protection. Your anger because you weren't protected. Someone didn't protect you the way you thought they should. And you're angered by it. Just know that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes the reason is we're stupid or they are, but everything happens for a reason. There are no coincidences. Blossoming. So even though this person didn't protect you how you felt that they should, this helped you to blossom and to find where at least one or a few of your strengths were. Purity. So now you're starting over. You're trying to move forward with somewhat of a clean slate, but unless we get amnesia, there's no 100% clean slate. So, there's always some bumps here and there, but you're moving forward without the burdens of the past. You're going to let this go. And there is going to be some change coming up that's going to be very tumultuous. It's going to leave a mark in your life for sure. You will definitely lose some people that you thought you never would. But you're also going to have to make a choice. The energy around this is going to be very strong. And you're going to have to ignore the birds, so to speak. It's going to be a lot of people trying to give you advice, trying to get you to shore. A seagull is a bird that's close to shore. They're how you tell that you're close to land. So they might be there trying to give you advice, but they're just there to show you that you're close to being back to land, and that you're going to be okay. So use them as a sign for good, even though they're still nattering at you. It means you're almost there, and that you're going to ground yourself. It's going to be electric. You could even be experiencing a lot of electricity, static electricity. You might need to ground yourself, get your hands on some metal, put your feet in the earth to drain some of that charge out of you. This could also be the anger. You might need to drain the anger. Perhaps you need to take up boxing or get a bag or something and just work out your frustrations. But this change is going to lead to you taking back your power and your sovereignty. This might be a move as well. You might need to move somewhere where you have more support. Or maybe not more support, but the support that you need. Yeah. Sometimes we can have a lot of people helping us, but that doesn't mean that they have our best interests at heart. So, really look at the signs you're being given. Try to let go of that anger and that pain from not being protected as much as you thought you should be. Because it made you who you are today. It's molded you for this moment. Because you're going to need that strength to make the changes. And to get through this high energy, high static time. So you can, take back your power. Spend some time sitting in the dark, quietly. And I mean dark, like just a dark room. The quiet is like go in the bathroom, sit on the bathroom floor and turn off the light. And just sit with yourself, with your heartbeat. And just sit and let any emotions come forward that need to come forward. Let any thoughts flow through you that need to flow. Do not act on them. This isn't what that's about. Let them happen without judgment. Do not act on them. Just let them happen. Write a journal while they're happening or after. But give yourself this opportunity to sit with yourself quietly. And don't get up and try to run away when the thoughts come and they might scare you. Just let them flow without judgment. And then give them over to your guides. When we don't give emotion or energy to the thoughts and emotions that are presented, it gives us our power because they can control us, but we can control them. It's just based off how you choose to move forward. A thought is just a thought until it's put into action. Or words are just words on paper until it's put into action. If you think about Stephen King, Quentin Tarantino, if they were to tell psychologists all the things that were going through their heads, they would be committed. But they wrote it down and made them stories. And now they're millionaires, billionaires. So it is possible to transform. We can have thoughts without acting on them. It just takes practice, and it takes discipline, and it takes sitting in the pain and allowing it to be felt and allowing it to exist as it is with nothing else. Yes, is it difficult? Yes, it is. But in the end result is so worth it, because eventually you have your power, you have your gut instinct backed, and in a way that it's actually functioning for you instead of against you because of nerves. You can cure your anxiety. I know, I've done it. It's a marvelous thing, and it's miraculous every day. So this is very possible for you. And I'm very excited for the next few months to see what comes of this and how many people respond to this reading, because I don't think that a lot of people are going to respond to this reading. I think this is a fairly small group of people or persons that this will reach. So for who's those it does reach, congratulations, you're almost there. You've done well, and you will be protected going forward. Know this fully, that though you felt unprotected before, you were protected, but things need to happen sometimes to mold us to how we have to be. There's no such thing as coincidence, remember. All right, that's your reading for today. Thank you so much for joining me. You can catch me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. I don't post everything on all the platforms. I like each platform to have a variety, so not everything will be posted across platforms, so check them all out. And you never know, maybe one reading will resonate with you on each platform. You don't know. Anyway, if you would like a personal reading with more intuitive information directly specifically for you, you can email me at darknighthealing@gmail.com. Have a great day.